Testing, testing. 1, 2, 1, 2. Testing. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 1, 2. Testing. 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 Oh, that's coming through the speaker there. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 1, 2. Testing. A, B, C. Testing, testing. I think we need to go. Testing, testing. So bring it down that one and bring it down there. We want to be in the yellow. There you go. That's your mic there. If you're going to be sat there doing it, top of it, or on
Testing, testing, 1, 2. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Audio test, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and we are in, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Welsh Open 2026. My name is Tarek Blodge. I will be commentating for you for the foreseeable future of this tournament. Bit of an apologies that we haven't been able to go underway since the beginning. However, we're up and going now, and I'm currently working in the booth on the visuals, the audio, commentary, everything you can hear and see. I'm in control of, and it's proved to be a lot of work. However, if we move on to court 1, which is what you can see on your screen right now, we've got the legendary Constantinou and a traveling Frenchman, Victor Degorce, against the French and Romanians, the French being Owen Thomas and the Romanian Claudio Nicsan, who are absolutely going at it in this game with 19-17. The French and the Romanian are leading. Doing those sets, we'll be able to show you a bit of stats and the players themselves. Meanwhile, cutting to court 2 very quickly, we have a team from Andorra playing the Oliveira and Dubiniak from Ukraine. In the meantime, Claudio not being able to control that ball as much as he would have liked. It's a 1-point game here on court 1. First day for both of these teams was quite successful. Victories all round for both of them. And both teams worked very hard to fight to get to this qualifying round. This is the winner of the quarterfinals, this being semi-finals 1. So whoever wins this goes on to the final, earns themselves a spot in this 3-star UK Beach Tour event. In the meantime, all of these games have been streamed and are recorded on Cardiff Beach Volleyball YouTube channel. Sneak peek at court 3 for you is the preparation between Claire Skidmore and Judith Menu. This is Grace Clements and Eve Tolinar. Right, to finish our action, not quite on court one, is 1920. Here with Victor on the hunt. The French and the Romanian. Yeah, more pressure put on the duo. Looking at 2020 deuce, and here we go. Glad we'll do from this position. Chooses the power. Degorce cannot handle that heat from Nicsan. The duo in the Claudia, they've been playing this year, their first full year of the UK BT season. I did an interview with them previously, not too long ago, actually, maybe about an hour ago, and they seem pretty confident coming into this match. They're very excited. Always have to see excited faces, and Theo and Victor, exactly the same thing. They've all got high hopes for this game. And as we go, they're both pretty good right now. Constantinou with a good pass, and Thomas containing the net, and a good pull, but not quick enough, and Victor Degorce evens the game with a nice jumbo. Side switch. 42 the total score. This is the first set of this game, so we've got plenty more thrills to get to. While on court 2, second set is beginning. The second set is underway in court 2, but not court 1 in the deuce, and Thomas aggressive at the net. Constantinou calling for a reach over, it seems. Opposing blockers are not allowed to play over the plane of the net on the opposing side. That would be a reach beyond the legal playing area for Owen Thomas, and the discussion seems like Thomas is arguing that he's thrown that ball down from his side, and the referees agreed with him and given the point to Thomas and Nicsan, and here we are. Set point. It's a pretty fast ball from Degorce, and Constantinou walks up to it with rapid speed. Put away from the Cypriot Welshman. Only 15 years of age, dear Constantinou. He's a very, very well up and coming member of the Welsh volleyball community, the youth community, and got some famous names. Luca Robertson, Samuel Evans, Zach Malga, all coming up, developed here. Coached by Mike Constantinou, Tio's father, and Carl Harwood, who's organised and managed this club for over 3 decades now. It used to be in Barry Island. Migrated to Victoria Park, just had 1 court, and now it's evolved, had 6, and now we've hosted a CEV under-17 event 2 weeks ago. If you go and check out those streams, I was commentating for Events Finder there as well. Now we are all up and running with top capabilities. To this next point with Thomas absolutely towering over Constantinou at the net. The Memori Cater style, wavy, flying like a bird celebration from the duo. Bring up yet another set point, 24-23. Serve taken quickly from Thomas. Constantinou picked up by Claudio, and that's a great get. Jumping dig. And the jump set, Constantinou feeds Degorce, and that's a brilliant kill from the left hand of the Frenchman. Absolutely crushes that ball. Here we are, the fight is still on. Wow, lucky from Thomas, uses the net to his advantage. creeping along. You hit a ball with enough spin and get the right angle at hitting the top of the net, you will find that it just trickles over. Those what seem like lucky serves in practice and just trickling over the net there. Is Owen Thomas to score the points for his team. Chasing to serve on Constantinou are the Frenchman, the Romanian, and that's aggressive. But what a receive from Constantinou. A bit of confusion for Thomas and, wow, for Thomas and Nicsan and Victor Degorce with an absolute stuff on that Kong block. Thomas trying to poke you over, but Degorce is just too high with that jump. High-paced game here on court one. Good choice from Degorce for defense, and Constantinou's there. Here we go. Second try for Frenchman. Thomas does get it off the block of Constantinou. Couple of arguments across the net. But the point goes the way of Thomas and Nicsan. What a dig by Claudio. And Victor Degorce with a roaring shout to level the game, 26 all. He knew even before he'd taken off that ball was going to hit the ground with some force, and it definitely did. It's fantastic from Victor Degorce. Traveled over from the US to come play here, the Welsh Open, he always does. That ball's gone so far away that he's had to go backtrack and get another one. In the meantime, the game on court 2 finished. The Andorrans, Albert Banan and Luke Marcia taking the win 21-17, 21-14 over the Brazilian, the Oliveira, and the Ukrainian Sadubniak. Meantime, a close match here, 26 all, and Claudio finds the court. Unfortunate, Constantinou tries to reach and get there, and that's the double defense off the net. It's not the play, but we'll see what these players choose to do. Multiple Welsh Opens attended by several of the players, and a debut for Owen Thomas, about to serve now. Take another UKBT event, and unfortunately that serve's just gone a little too long, a bit too much guile on that one. Degorce returns the favour by missing his serve. Nice work from Constantinou at the net, just not backing off too soon when he sees that Claudio has a difficult ball to play and decides to take that space. Ooh. 4 is the call from Claudio. Degorce is there. Constantinou looking to fake jump on the option, but it's a good defense. Finds the court. Degorce can't repeat the defense that he did before. 29-28 here. We're almost halfway through another set. This opening set. Men's semi-final. Good play from Constantinou off the hands of Thomas. Difficult ball there, especially with Constantinou being a lot lower than Thomas on the block. Has to swipe at it and try and make so the ball can hit some fingers on the way past. And he does that fantastically well. Aggressive serve from Constantinou goes short, and an error from Thomas gives Constantinou and Degorce the first chance in a while to take this set 30-29. Constantinou chooses to go on the serve, but a timeout prevents us from knowing just yet. Players get some shade, get a drink, and be back very shortly for the rest of this. The really first set on court 1 in the Welsh Open 2026. Meanwhile, cutting onto court 2 is currently off. We're in the process of getting that stream up and running for Sam Evans and David Garcia versus Connor Robbins and Dave Panal. That's going to be a game to watch, certainly. And currently on court 3, Claire Skidmore and Judith Mainu versus Graciela Clemente and Yves Tolinar about to begin. Court 3. Get our players back through this timeout. A little bit of a peek at the players. Constantinou and Victor Degorce. Constantinou only 15 at 181 centimeters. It's a strong player, fantastic technique. Claudia Du chooses the line, but Degorce is there. Left-handed Degorce finds the winner for set 1, 31-29. Constantinou and Degorce take set 1. Find themselves the first step in this men's semi-final in the Welsh Open 2026. Sunny Victoria Park, Cardiff. In the meantime, make sure to tune in on the stream. Court 2 is now live in preparation for that game between Evans, Garcia, and Robinson Pana. We spectate a bit between sets. Let's have a look at what Thomas and Nicsan can bring to the table. As I said, a French and Romanian duo. The blocker, Owen Thomas, 188 centimeters at 22 with a debut here in the Cardiff, the Welsh Open, apologies, hosted in Cardiff in lovely sunny Victoria Park. And his teammate, the Romanian, with a cracking moustache there, but he doesn't have it at the moment. Just a year older, but he's been here twice. And after I talked to them about, if you catch that interview on the YouTube channel, there's a good discussion we had about how the tournament's changed, how the tournament has evolved in recent times, and there's really good feedback for this current tournament where the Welsh Open has taken steps to make the quality of life for these players extremely high, which is a really, really good sign for the development of Welsh volleyball. Welsh volleyball has been very low stream for a very long time from what I remember, and there's very enthusiastic people within the community, which is why a tournament like this can be hosted so well and so eagerly, and lots of volunteers have stepped up to help with this tournament. Without the players, without the outreach, and without good feedback, there's no way to know how we can get better. That is the mission here at Cardiff Beach Volleyball Club, to push, host more of these events, and make volleyball a want-to-play sport in the United Kingdom. As players make their way back on court, must-win set for Thomas and Nicsan. Shortly until they begin their next set on court 1. Back underway. Constantinou receiving the serve pressure, the block pressure it seems, but he's got another chance. Unsuccessful. Thomas with the power, but Degorce is there, and the defense off the chest lands in. Beautiful positioning from Degorce. Tio rewarding his teammate with the pointy celebration. Love doing that. Great morale. Something that is very apparent if you start playing beach volleyball is that the relationship between you and your partner is paramount. Of course, keen impact there again, and Constantinou with a lovely finessing jump set. He chooses the wrong direction there, and the ball's on court, but the referee decides that it was too late, too soon. Constantinou. His appeal is pushed down. Good serve from Constantinou. What a rundown from Thomas, though, making up for his teammate's mistake, but fortunately, Nicsan a bit overcooking that shot there. Which is something that they won't want. They've got to get some momentum in this set in order to provide themselves with a bit of breathing room to push forward. The error from Thomas isn't helping them anymore. And Constantinou keep pressure up. Strong swing from Degorce. Forces the net to give him a bit of time, and that's a lovely pokey into the corner to give Constantinou and Degorce their 4th points. Starting to creep away in this match. It's 2:15 p.m. hottest time of the day. That won't help Constantinou as 2-4 the score, creeping back in. The French and the Romanian duo. Here we go. A brilliant pass from Constantinou. Full spray off the net and goes for the drop shot. Thomas is there. Overpass. Constantinou on the option, but doesn't find the space. And a block. Constantinou makes up for his missed decision before and absolutely stuffs Owen Thomas. Not much of a celebration though. He's cold as ice, is Tio Constantinou at only 50. And the side switch brings some joy for Thomas and Claudio. Nicsan, and it does, with Thomas choosing the option ball, proving to be successful. Here we go, 3-5. Powerful jump, Constantinou beating the block of Thomas. Thomas seeming to close a bit on the line, a little bit on the cross, so maybe unsure totally what their blocking and blocker defense is doing on the near side of the court. However, I'll get another chance here to side out and hopefully earn that opportunity to score off their serve. And Claudio into the block, but Thomas is there with the cover and he goes cross, and that looked like a block from Constantinou, but it's actually a waterfall ball underneath his arms. A bit too much of a gap between Tio's arm and the top of the net, and Thomas just sneaks the ball inside that gap, scoring his team the points, 4-6. Aggressive set again by Degorce, but Claudio there on the defense, but not quite the quality that he wanted. One, an ace from Constantinou. Possibly a little too much for Claudio at this point, but what can the boys in the matching slugs hats? Well, Claudio's not wearing a slugs hat at the moment, but they did in warm up and they do some reset. This next point, a high five often works. Better pass. Lovely finding that sideline. There's Claudio Nicsan. Find. Gives his team a little bit of breathing room. 5 serving 8. Still 3 points behind though. At this level, 3 points is very difficult to get back. Machine volleyball where it's designed for you to lose on your serve, and that won't help French and Iranian duo with that error from Thomas. In the meantime, the game on court 2 between Evans, Garcia, Pana, and Robbins is about to begin. Tune in there. Time. Nice. Low T set by Constantinou gives Degorce a lot of options. Choose whatever he wants. Wherever Thomas and Nicsan aren't, he's going to go. Ah, I see where Claudio's slugs hat is. Tio's wearing Claudio's slugs hat, so that's where that's gone. I pass, but Claudio's there with a set, and Thomas looking for the line, but he's just not got above the ball enough. Hasn't caught Tio's block on the way through. Tio and Degorce leading 11-5 now. What a dig. Here comes the Frenchman again. A bit of a tight set, and someone touched the net, and Thomas admits it's him. It's like Constantinou and Degorce have a bit more of a steady hold on the game in this hot weather. Timeout is called again. Set 2, you get 1 timeout every set in beach. Unlike indoor, you get 2 timeouts every set. But then again, you have to score 4 more points minimum to score 1 set in indoor, whereas it's 21 rather than 25 in beach. Underway, if you've got the court 2 stream open, that game has just started 0-0. Oh no, not an error. A lovely find on the sideline from David Garcia. Do over there, Connor, and actually I can switch on just before the players come back. I can switch on your stream. Ignore that score there, that's incorrect, but I can tell you it's 1-0 to Evans and Garcia on court 2. It'll be a game to watch. Definitely both their teams have fought vigorously to earn their spot in that semi-final. Time. Court 1 back underway. Forced to play a free ball, and that's a lovely option from Thomas. All of his body language looked like he was hitting cross-court shot, but he just twists his wrist at the end to arrest the ball down the line. Scoring the points, still quite far behind. They've got half the points that Constantinou and Degorce have, 6-12. do to push forward here. Set 2, similar to set 1, and hopefully turn it around. That will not help 13-6. Welsh Cypriot and the Frenchman. Very comfortable in the sand. He's basically grown up training here. Everything is very familiar. Whereas it's not as such for the other players. So beautiful ball control on display here as Claudio gets a swing chance and too long. Possibly not getting the height that he wants. Heat definitely saps out the energy. Playing in this sort of eerily cloudy but also really, really humid weather. A lot of sweat, a lot of effort. Very, very tired, very, very quickly. Put more pressure on Claudio, and that's a wonderful dig in the pocket from Constantinou. He gets a swing chance now. Claudio's there, and the jumbo from Thomas is long. Great idea there from the Frenchman, but successful as we switch ends at 14-15-6. My apologies. Effort from Constantinou to get that ball. He's on. Thomas and Nicsan's list of people to look out for, definitely. Got to do that standard or higher. Constantinou's in the backcourt. Claudio opting for the high serve, gives his team some time to breathe, and that's a nice diving save. And Degorce not falling for the fake, but he pulls, and that's a strong spike. Claudio Nicsan. He got high enough on that one. Both teams looking for a better ball, which they now have. Back underway. For another high serve towards Constantinou. Power. That cross-court shot, Constantinou. He's struggling a little bit with that yesterday, but he's definitely found his rhythm in this match. Often if you find that something works in beach, you just keep doing it until it doesn't, and that's going to keep working for Constantinou. It's going to keep scoring him points. Claudio and Thomas. Claudio knowing rather keep serving him than not that to look out for. They can't adapt to it. That may be their downfall. That's a nice pass, but option ball is dealt with by Degorce, and ball goes against Tito and Victor for a double call. Double call or a carry, I think it was. Tito contacted that and held it a little bit too long for the referee's liking. Spin serve. Thomas, and lovely defense as well. That pull defense is really difficult to execute. Over the head. Oh, and that's a beautiful block. Thomas diving into the angle. That's the thing that prevents Tio Constantinou from ramping up that cross-court shot too much, and that's a wonderful block. Maybe the difference maker, a bit of a momentum starter for the duo who are down 6 points currently. They need something to pull back. Constantinou this time. Lovely displays of decision-making tactics in this game. Similar deal on court 2. Dave Panard and Connor Robbins known for their finesse, and Dave Panard, if you're watching on court 2, has just absolutely smashed that ball cross court. Claudio might be opting to try and do the same, but it's a little bit of a joust at the net in using the ends of the fingers, but and touch. You're disappointed with his performance there. You do to get his head back up. Strong hit down the line, Claudio. Also maybe regretting not jumping, blocking there. Just shake it off. Or something for the power, and Claudio is there, but quality isn't. Thomas can't quite connect. Degorce. Nicsan a little too long. There's no block, maybe wants to have a go to swing. Of course, pointing at me and saying, look at this serve, so I wonder what he's going to do. That's for the spin, and that's power, but it's the net. He's looking back at me. Fantastic. A little bit of showman. Victor Degorce doing it for the camera. Apparently he was out quite late last night. But he still sets very well, but a block from Thomas denies Constantinou at the net, and Degorce not there for the cover. Still at match point for Constantinou and Degorce. Nice high pass, and too much for the Frenchman and the Romanian as we finish that match. Teo Constantinou and Victor Degorce victorious. Victorious over the Frenchman and the Romanian. And so we move further through this tournament, and Constantinou and Degorce making it through this stage of the competition and switch to court 2. Evans, unfortunately, a bit long on that serve. But as is custom here, we will end this broadcast and we'll pick it up again soon on court 1 for some action. I have a sneaky feeling that the next match on court 1 is a very high stakes men's match. We will get back to you. Stay tuned. There's more to come.